All right, we are live. Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the Carter Love Talk Show. Today we have Miss Classy here.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, so y'all know I always like to talk about how we met. So I met Classy at my very first red carpet, like I was the red carpet host. She was bartending at the gig. So it was ModelCon in Sacramento, and she was bartending there, and we connected and vibed really well. And then later on, she was hiring bartenders because her business was expanding, and I got to be one of those who got picked. And we've been cool ever since.
Yes, that's exactly how it happened. Like we met, I was definitely working, and I remember meeting you. And then when I did finally open up my, I was like, I'm gonna hire. And it's funny because when I posted, I had so many applications come in, and I didn't know really what to expect. Like, so I got nervous, and I was like, ah! Like I just kind of didn't look back at it for a while. But you have followed up on me a couple times on Instagram, just like reaching out and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me look back at Deshay. I'm like, okay, and then I remember her. So then just kind of went from there. And
Yes.
you
Yes, I love it too. I've as I've been getting to know you, as I've been working in the business, I've just been more and more inspired. And even in the first meeting, in that when we had our first training, I was like, this is so awesome. Like just to see the team that you already had created, but also to see the members that were being added. It was just so inspiring to see your business growing in such a way to where you needed to hire on more hands.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's crazy because before hiring you and the other girls at that first like batch of hiring, everyone who has like worked with me and alongside me have been just like family and friends. So to open it up to the public, and then when I got all those applicants, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
like, because who do you really know who to pick, who to trust, who to really kind
exactly.
of. So I was super nervous about it. I was so nervous, but it worked
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Yeah, that's cool though. Also, so before we dive deeper, you have, to my knowledge, there's three, right? So it's the mobile bartending, it's the floral, and then it's the catering, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Well, yeah, like I kind of do a little bit of everything these days, but because I also do like decor too, and like event services and like balloon decor, but
yeah,
I kind of choose not to make that like a focus in my
yes,
business. But I do know how to do it, and sometimes I get hired for like that as well. So it just kind of
yes,
depends. Um, but I still do kind of look at it as like one big business
yeah, yeah,
because it's all in the same industry. So events,
exactly.
it kind of just all goes, and that was the goal there because once I started with the food, and I expanded to bar, and then I saw like, oh, well then this is good to learn too, and
Yeah.
I expanded into that, and I wanted to also learn how to do the dip, like so, just yeah.
Yeah, I love, and that's what I love about it, is it all really does tie into each other. And
Mhm.
it's like you a one-stop shop. Like you ain't gotta even go over there. I got experience with event coordinating too.
Exactly.
I do balloons too. Oh, I do floral arrangements too.
Yeah, and it comes in handy because sometimes people do book that, like, oh, you could do everything. And I've had people book food, decoration, bartending, everything. And like even and then that, more the invoice is higher, it's more work. Where I
Yes,
become like, okay, I have to then expand, get a team so I can be able
yes,
to take on those opportunities as they come, when people want to book more than one service at a time.
yes, yes. I love that though. It's so exciting. I think
Yeah.
the last event we did together, you did the balloons.
Yeah.
You didn't do the food. They wanted you to though too. They were like, we were expecting your wings. We were expecting your wings.
Yeah, that was
I
also a
said,
family
damn, I
event.
didn't taste these wings. Okay.
Girl, I definitely got to get you some wings. But that was actually my cousin's birthday party. So she's familiar with, the business. And so some of the people who were there were family or like,
Yeah.
they knew of me and my business. So they probably were like, oh, classy, let me the chicken here. Because people see me and they just think chicken wings now.
Yeah.
It's so funny. They people see me and they think chicken wings for real.
Oh my God. I was like, damn, them wings. Because it wasn't just one person, okay?
Oh,
It
for
was
real?
like, girl, when I seen you, when they told me you was going to be here, I thought you was going to have your wings. But the tea
Yes,
was
that
good
is
too.
funny. People do, they see me and they see chicken wings now. That's funny.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God.
So with all of this, like who are you? Like what got you to this point, and how much of, I don't say how much of you is in the business, because when we have our small businesses, we are in there. Okay. That's,
Yeah.
it's a part of us. You can see it grow from there. But who is Classy at her core?
Ooh. Okay, wait. Okay. So should I start with how I got here or should I kind of uh okay. Yeah, you said how did I get here kind of, right? And then who
Yeah.
am I? Yeah, so how I got here to entrepreneurship. It was funny. I tell this story and people are like, "What?" Because it just kind of happened for me. I didn't uh see this for myself in my future. Before entrepreneurship, I was a working at the news. I wanted to be
Uh-huh.
a news reporter. That's what I wanted
Wow.
to do. Yeah, I wanted to be a news reporter on air, live. That was my goal I had for myself. And I was
Hmm.
doing that. And how I wanted to do that was, so growing up, my mom would take my brother and I to school every morning. And so, we're up in the morning getting ready for school. And my mom always had the news on. So we always watch the weather, the traffic. And I'm from San Francisco. So that matters, traffic and wanting to see the weather so here and there in the city. So
Yeah.
that was like what we did every morning. My mom would have it on, and my mom's room was like in the middle of the house. So she'll have
Yeah.
the TV on. So it's like I could be getting dressed in my room, like I could be in the bathroom, I could hear the news. Like I just always like the news is cool. Like I enjoy watching the news. So I wanted to be a news reporter. Because
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be, I didn't necessarily want to be famous, but I wanted to like be known for something. I feel like
Yes.
the news anchors and news reporters is like a cool thing to do. So I wanted to do that. So I went to college at Sacramento State. I graduated with my degree in communication and public relations. And I then immediately started working at CBS 13 News
Wow.
slash Good Day Sacramento
Yeah.
in
Hmm.
Sacramento, West Sacramento. And I got that job on like it was funny how I got that job because I was working at iHeart Radio. So I was in
Uh-huh.
media and I was doing radio, not on air radio, but I was working at the radio station and we were doing like a job fair. When you're at a job fair, it's like a bunch of tables and a bunch of like booths
Yeah.
and stuff. So we had a table accepting applications and um, I saw the CBS had a table there, and I'm like, okay, because me just being me, I'm like, what's going on at the? Because the
Yeah.
way the
Yeah.
job was at iHeart, you didn't know what your assignment was until you got to the station, and then there's so
Hmm.
many different things going on. Like sometimes you might be at a grocery store parking lot, and sometimes you might be at a concert or a job fair.
Yeah.
So we ended up at a job fair, and I'm just walking around like, let's see who's here, and that's when I saw CBS, and I'm like, oh, because I'm in my senior year of college at this point. I'm like, okay, I need a job.
Yeah.
It was like a part-time job. I was working two part-time jobs at the time, but this was one of them. And I'm like, okay, CBS. So I didn't have a resume and all of the things because I was at work myself, and I didn't know I
Yeah.
was going to a job fair. So I didn't have that, but I remember I asked the guy there. His name was Chris. I remember. I don't remember his last name, but I remember his first name was Chris. And I'm like, hey, like I would like to apply. And he gave me his email. And this was on a Saturday, probably. So Monday, I sent him an email with my resume and a headshot so he can remember who I was.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's how that went. And then I replied, and it took months. That job took me so long. Like I did like rounds of interviews, and it took me months to get the job. And as soon as I graduated, then they called me like a couple days later, like you got the job. So I guess they probably were waiting
Oh.
for me to graduate. I don't know, but that's how I
Yeah.
got that job. And I was like in the job a couple months in, like 8 months in. I was just kind of getting my foot in because that's a lot. Like working for the news is it's probably what you would think it is, like intense and like it's like a
Yeah.
movie kind of. It was
Yeah.
like a movie. So when I was doing it, it was like interesting because I didn't know what to expect. I just knew I wanted to be a news reporter, but I didn't really know what that meant or what that looked like.
Yes.
So when I got there, I'm like, oh wow, like this is no joke. Like, this is no joke. This is very intense. Um, And then my brother, he's big into sports. And my brother had like kind of put the battery in my back, like, sis, you could do sports reporting. I'm like, okay, like that's a little less. It just, none of it's easy work, but news is a lot because it's heavy. It gets heavy on
Yeah.
you. It gets
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bad news you have to report more than good news. So when my brother put the battery in my back about the sports, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. So I started watching Sports Center. I started watching ESPN in the mornings. Like I was just kind of switching my route, and then I got really
Yeah.
close with the news reporter or sports reporter at the station. I was interviewing, like going to the Sacramento Kings games with her and like shadowing her. And then as soon as I was getting in there and getting good, COVID, work from home, all that. And then I had so much free time. I had so much time. I was cooking dinner more. I was just cooking, but just stuff to eat. And I
Yeah.
would post it on my page, and people were like, that looks good. My personal page, like these are people that I know, grew up with us.
Yeah.
Like that look good. That
Mhm.
look good. I'm like, okay. And then I made a cooking page, Cooking with Classy. And then from there, it kind of just started. I was making videos with all that free time I
Yeah.
had. I was making videos and like cooking videos and not necessarily how to videos because I wasn't like speaking over them or like making
Mhm.
like long videos, but I would post and edit and do stuff. And then the videos start going viral. And then that's how that kind of happened. And people were like, do you cater? I'm like, yeah, I guess. So then that's how I'm like, Mom, I want us to cater. And it's so funny because my first catering is Rutha, Rutha, one of our
Yeah.
bartenders. She was my first catering booking.
Is that
So
how you
she
guys met?
no, we met from my college roommate is her cousin.
You did tell me that, yeah.
But we're
Okay.
from the city, San Francisco. So it was like mutual, and
Yeah.
she was my first booking and now she's on the team. And so it's the yeah, that's kind of how it went.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here I am. So that was 5 years ago. My first catering was October 2020. So it's
Ooh,
been about
you got
five
an
years.
anniversary coming up.
Yes. So it's been about 5 years now. And within that, we've grown and classy cocktails and all of that. I always had classy cocktails in the back of my mind. Like I really wanted to do that because after college, I went to bartending school. And
Yeah.
that was something I just kind of decided to do. My mom, I put that battery in my back because she was like, you should bartend. Like, you're pretty and my mom always spoke all this like life into me. So she's like, you should do
Yes.
that. Like, it's fun. It's good money. It's like a little side hustle. So I went to bartending school. Um, and yeah, like I always had like different things that I wanted to do and just different
Yeah.
ideas and just kind of like, oh, maybe I should try this, do this. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
It's like I always had like support in all these ways, like my mom and my brother and my boyfriend and my friends. And I would say things and it's just like, oh, here, yeah, go ahead. Perfect.
Yeah.
Because
Take this.
it's
Go
just so
ahead.
funny. Like,
Run
so
with
then
it.
all of those little things end up turning into a business. So without me
Yes.
really knowing and understanding it was going to do that.
Yes. Yes. That's awesome though. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
girl. Yeah. So me, I guess like who am I? Um, I don't even know how to answer that. Like, how should I answer that? I don't know.
So, how would you like to be remembered? I
Ooh,
think that's a better way of
okay. Yeah, I think that I think I guess when it's all said and done, or if we're just all just sticking on the topic of like business and work, and I think my work ethic is something I would like to be known for. And like she worked hard, like this is
Yeah.
takes work and takes time. And because before business and entrepreneurship I always had jobs and stuff. I've been working since I was 16. Got my first job in high school, my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
And I was like one of the few people like in our senior class working. Of course, you don't know what everybody's doing, but like, out of
Yeah.
your people and stuff. It was like me and one other girl. I remember she worked at Pete's Coffee and I worked at Starbucks.
Aw.
Yep. Even then, like I was a barista back in the day. Like never thought I would be a bartender in the
Yeah.
business. So it's just so
Not
funny.
just be a bartender, own a bartending business,
See,
okay?
like it's so funny how everything really just ties in to each
Yeah.
other. So, I just would want to be known and remembered for like work ethic and just being like that girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
love that. I feel like that's definitely spot on. Um, I feel like you have a powerful work ethic, not to mention you're very driven and inspiring. And then it's I love how forward you are. Like when you teach us, you're like, you just do like this and you do like this because of this. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, and it's like, oh yeah, make sure you do that. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not like a, okay, like, you know, it's not like a micromanaged thing. It's like a, this is what you
No.
do.
Yeah, because
And this
honestly,
is how
like,
you do it.
and how I just approach things, and I also used to be like a not a teacher, but I worked at like an after school program called college track, and I was a college track student through high school, so I know how the program works. So when I became like a what was it called, advisor, academic advisor. Um,
Mhm.
so saying that to say, like I've been at and then that role too of like a teaching standpoint, and it's always like, and if I could do it, you could do it type of thing. Like
Yeah.
that's just how I
Yeah.
feel about it. It's not as hard as one may think, or it's not as scary or as intimidating. Like just make the drink like this, or just do
Yeah.
this. Like add a little bit of, because that's all it takes sometimes. And like
Yeah.
when you're in a especially in something new, and I when learning how to manage and be a manager, boss, whatever. I don't know, girl.
Mhm.
Learning how to be that, like, I don't want to ever make anyone feel uncomfortable. I don't want anyone to feel
Yeah.
like, oh, like this is not like, I don't know, I'm not enjoying this, or because it's fun. Like, I want you to have fun. I want you
Yes.
to feel like, oh, this is cool. So then I could actually feel comfortable. I can kind of put my twist on it. Like, I could, So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So girl, every time we talk, you going somewhere or you just came back from somewhere.
Uh huh.
So what we want to know is what has travel taught you more about yourself and how has that impacted your business?
Oh, yes. I love that. Okay. So yes, I do. I've been on the move a lot lately, like in this last year or so. But I remember it was a time where I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't going
Yeah.
anywhere. Like COVID time, I was quarantined for real. Like I think I was in the house more than anybody I know. Like I was literally sitting down, quarantining, not going anywhere. Of course, we weren't really supposed to be going places, but I was just also like in a work mode. I was
Yeah.
working from home, 2:30 to 11:30 p.m. Like I was like sat down, and then business. Like I started to develop business, and it was just for years I didn't do anything and fun. No work
Yeah.
to be fun sometimes, but I didn't really do stuff. So then
Yes.
I thought, like, once I got to the point where it's like, okay, business is going well, and I'm actually kind of getting the hang of it. I'm like, well, why work so hard if you're not going to enjoy the fruits of your labor? So I
Yes.
then was like, I'm about to start doing stuff. So and business can also, it started getting kind of like tiring for me. So excuse me, I have to pick up my dog. Getting kind of like you don't want to be burnt out. So then I started
Yeah.
like doing solo stuff and like taking little solo trips to places I have been before, like familiar places, just to kind of get away. And then from that, I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying this, and I start doing more, and then or I just kind of just get up and go now. Because so it's a great thing because of my business. I have the freedom to do so. I
Yes.
can not book something, or I can book something and still make it happen because I have a team now, you and
Yes.
other girls, and so it's taught me how to be even more of a how to manage things and balance stuff.
Mhm.
Because I was getting to a point of like, oh, I'm tired. Like I was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
tired. So it's just important to take time, and I'm learning that, still learning that, and also to like eh, be adventurous and explore a little bit, even if it doesn't have to be too far. You don't have to go for days on end. You could just do a quick turnaround, like, and
Yes.
also like not missing out on stuff that you actually really do want to do.
Yes.
Um, because I wanted to go to Katy Perry concert, but then I ended up getting an event in LA. So I'm like, I don't want to pass up on this event because of work.
Mhm.
And then I'm looking like, where is she gonna go next? And I'm like, let me just go here. I just up and went to Seattle, and just for one day. It felt
Yeah.
literally 2 days, but the way you book it, it's like feels like a full trip,
Yeah.
and it was only like one full day. But it was fun. Like, so I'm just learning how to balance, learning how to enjoy, have
Yeah.
fun, while also
Yeah.
working hard. Um, and I just have that do your own thing. So like that sense of independence too, and don't be
Yes.
afraid to just do it.
Yes. Yes. And I love that. I feel like I feel like that energy is contagious, just like you be like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming back from Hawaii, we're gonna go do
Yeah,
this event." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay."
That's funny you say that because I did go to Hawaii earlier this year, and you did the event while I was out there in Hawaii, and it worked out. Like, and it's funny when traveling and still having to run the business because I pulled up on you with so much all the supplies, and we had to figure out how to get it there. It's still a lot that goes into it, but it's fun to be able to do it in another city, in another state,
Yeah.
just so I'm grateful.
Yeah, I love it though because like I said, it's been inspiring. Like I was literally doing an audio journal and I was like, "Girl, you literally did an event for Classy. Utilizing an Uber. You can do an event for yourself utilizing an Uber. Like
You
a
can.
car is not an issue. You just make sure
Yeah.
you get all the stuff you need for that vendor
And you
event."
gotta make it work, like, because if you don't do it, like, and that's another thing I'm learning with work and just business, and also while traveling, like, you could do it all. It all can be done. Even though it seems like a little scary, intimidating, like how could I, how? And I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but it could be done. So
Yeah,
I'm also learning that and kind of like, you know, figuring that out
yeah,
too.
yeah. Like I said, I love it because I haven't I'm the same way. I haven't really lived. You know what I mean? And then, I wasn't doing that. And then I was like, I'm gonna start living. I'm gonna start. And then I had a child.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
slowed down and then I got married and then I had another kid. And
Mm-hmm.
so then I it slowed all the way down,
Yeah.
and then, when me and the kid's father separated, I was like, you know what? It's time to get back to
Let me live
me,
a little. Yes.
you
Like,
know?
yeah. Aw.
So then I dove back into me and what I want to do. That's when I started modeling. Then I started going back to school. And I'm like, okay, all of this is great. And I love that I'm doing all these things. But I also need to get out of Vallejo and get out of Sacramento because those are where I live. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm always in
exactly.
Vallejo
Yeah.
or Sacramento.
Yeah, like and it is a little easier for me because I don't have children. I'm not married, so I can just kind of get up and go. So I do
Mhm.
again, I appreciate that. And I think that that also helps with just me being able to work hard
Yeah.
nonstop if I want to work hard nonstop. Also take a break if I want to because I don't have to worry about anything
Yeah.
but myself. So that makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
And then
Yeah.
I also taught like back to your question, like what does it taught you? Like to really take time for myself and like enjoy myself and my life while I have it because I know once you do have children, once you do get married, settle down, all the things like all that it's not only about you anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this time while it is about me.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I love that. Especially because, girl, I was blown away when I think when we met, I think you were 25. I was
Okay.
like, she's 25.
Yes, young. I'll be 28 in 2 months. I'll be 28 in
Yeah,
2 months. So
yeah,
I'm 27 right now. My business, I was 22, kind of started, and then, like, I guess I'll say, like, when it really got serious, I was 23.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love that. What do you feel like made it like that extra kick when it got serious, serious? Was it like something in you or was it just like clients picked up?
Um, well, it was kind of both because I was living when I started my business or I was living in Sacramento working at CBS, um and I was in my apartment and I was just kind of living. I was working, doing my thing, and then once I started getting those bookings, that first booking was October 2020, so by um summertime of
Uh-huh.
2021 I was like commuting back and forth to San Francisco
Yeah,
because everyone was booking me in San Francisco. That's where I'm
yeah,
from, so that's where everyone knows me. That's where majority basically my clientele was. So I'm like commuting back and forth to the city, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, like I can't do this forever, and
yeah,
I'm working from home though, so I had that flexibility to be able to come to San Francisco for however many days I need to, do my job, do the booking, and then do my work from home. And then it was time like for me to renew my lease in August. So like what's
Mhm.
summertime, May, June, July, August. So like those few months there, um, I was like nonstop, like cooking with classy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, should I renew my lease? Should I go back home? Like, like
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to do. And so I renewed my lease, but month to month. I didn't want to do a full year because I just had a
Mhm.
feeling like I don't know about this. Like, let me just see because business was going good. Like my Instagram was gaining so much traction.
Yeah.
I'm getting booked to do events. Chicken wings was chicken winging. They were literally so I just did month to month. So by December, I then was like, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move home. I'm gonna bet on me. I quit my job at the news and I moved back to San Francisco December 2021. So I said that by the time I settled in and stuff is January 2022. So I've been back in San Francisco ever since. And that's kind of when I guess basically once the clients start picking up, and then I kind of had to decide because I
Yeah.
was the distance. I was in
Yeah.
Sacramento, living in Sacramento, but work was in San Francisco. So that's tiring. That's a
Yeah.
tiring
Yeah.
commute. It didn't make sense anymore. Um, and I had to decide like, do I want to do this or this? Because I knew, and it's funny because then I got offered a promotion at the news. So
Really?
yes, right before I was
Everybody wanted you.
literally like everything was happening at once. I'm like, should I go business? And then I got a promotion, offered a promotion because it's like, but if with my promotion, I would have had to go back into the newsroom. So now I haven't been at the newsroom for like 2 years almost, or probably 2 years.
Mhm.
So I couldn't imagine going back to work 9 to 5 every day in the office after not being at work for so long. And then now I
Yeah.
have this business that's taken off that is looking like a business. Like,
Yeah.
so I had to make a decision. And then that's what I did. So I quit and I moved home.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So is there anything specific that you do to find the harmony in your work life and your personal life?
Um, I I think what really did help was travel
Mhm.
and I started taking solo like little solo trips like to Vegas was my first one, and Vegas is not far. Like I've been to Vegas plenty times, so I was like I'm gonna go to Vegas, and I literally just sat in a hotel room and for like 3 days. My phone was on do not disturb. I just did not want to talk. I told all my
Yeah.
loved ones, like, all my people, like, don't, I just need a little break. And I think once I started doing that, then I got comfortable with the like, you know what, I'm gonna unplug real quick. So
Yeah.
the doing that has helped me with balance and everything because it gets a lot, and then sometimes it's like I don't want to talk, I don't want to do anything like to nobody, and it's like that's not
Yeah.
healthy. So I just kind of take the time where I'm like, okay, I'll unplug and kind of do my own thing for a little minute, whether that's far or close. Sometimes I even go back to Sacramento, book a hotel room just to do it.
Yeah.
'Cause I enjoy Sac because I feel like I grew up a lot there. I
Yeah.
spent, like basically my early adult years, like 17 to 22 in Sac.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I appreciate Sacramento a lot. So I go there too. I get facials, like just like self-care stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like make sure I carve out time for that. Like facials, I make sure I like to keep my hair done and just like feel good, look good so I can feel good,
Yes.
and then just take my little time to myself.
Yes, yes. I love that. I love that. That's beautiful because that's, one of the biggest things that we talk about here on the Car Love Talk Show is self-care and how we can implement that because everyone's lives is different. So
Yeah.
we're all going to be inspired in some way, shape, or form by one another's story. I love the booking in another, even just in Sacramento, because I love me some Sacramento, but I don't want to live there. But I don't mind going,
Yeah,
like
a
you
little
said, just
getaway. Like,
going get a facial. There's a yoga studio I love out there. Just going and do a couple little things and then going
couple
home.
things, just like a few little something. It just a little night. So it could just only be a drive up, stay, go eat somewhere that I used to eat back in college, or something that just kind of bring me back to like, like this is
Yeah,
I don't want to say roots. Like I'm not from Sac or anything, but
yeah,
just kind of take you back to like, okay, cool. Like this was when
yeah,
simpler times, or just like however you want to look at it.
yeah,
So I do that, and I just kind of sometimes just like to relax. I like to eat out a lot. I like to go to happy hour, stuff like that, and that's
yeah,
like I do that all the time. So it's just like stuff like that, like little things is really, it really does um make me happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that so much. So we talked a little bit about in the beginning about your support system and how there were people who were like pushing you, and then even
Yeah.
now, like even within your business, you have that support as well with the
Mhm.
different events and stuff. And so how has that played a role in your success and your capacity to thrive?
Yeah. Oh, major, major, major role because I mean, I can't do all of this stuff by myself. So, and I'm so happy and grateful to have supportive people in my corner, family, friends. Like, it's my mom is a huge, huge support system. My mom always was that though for me growing up, and she's always spoken so much life into me. So she's
Mhm.
always like my confidence comes from that, and my mom, and she's always told me like, you're pretty, you're beautiful, like you could do this. I know you could like do it, shoot for the
Yeah.
stars. Like that's my mom all the way. So that's like starting from a baby with her.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then I have a brother. It's only two of us, so me and my brother. So we're really close, and he's older, so I've seen him do a lot of great things, and it just also made me want to do great things. And
yeah.
he's been super supportive. And my brother bartended with me at one point, so everyone's
Oh.
so like hands on. And my friends and I, before hiring my first batch of like new hires, all of my bartenders were friends and family members, and just they just rock out with me. Like I don't know, I
Yeah,
just put them in crazy positions sometimes, and I call them like, you free, you do that, and everybody's just like ready to do it and ready
yeah,
to go. So it's a blessing to have that support system with just like people who genuinely love you and love,
yeah,
friends, family. It's good to have supportive people just all around. Like, and I
yes,
have that, and it's a blessing. Like, you know, yeah, like
yeah,
because
yeah,
they also just and they like all my support. They just be like, what's next? Like
yeah,
they be like fun. I feel like they enjoy watching me do things too. And then I also bring them along with me and be like, let's do this or let's try this or what you think. I run ideas by them. Like I'm inspired by so many different people like close to me.
yeah,
It's funny whether they really know it or not. Like I run ideas by them. Like I know people who also like have their own entrepreneur um journeys, and then I know 9 to 5s. I know people
yeah,
who are mothers and fathers. I know people who are just like winging it in life.
yeah,
I literally could like reach out to so many different people. I know people who do all type of stuff. So like the fact
yeah,
to have that is cool and fun.
yeah, yeah. I think it's powerful too, like that you said that they're excited to see you win. They're excited to be rocking with you. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it's cool. Yeah, for sure. I feel that. I feel that from them. I know that to be true. And like, like bringing me clients and customers and like, oh, I told like my people's friends and like it's cool. Like, and I get so much support too from just my city and my neighborhood, my community. So
Yeah.
I'm from San Francisco, but specifically like Bayview, Hunters Point. So I
Uh-huh.
get lots of love like in the community too. So whether I'm doing
Yeah.
like a little pop up or if it's like a referral or if it's a uh I don't know, like something personal, small. Like these are people I
Yeah.
grew up with. They trust me and book me, and they spend their money with me, and so it's like so much support from everywhere, and I love
Yes.
that.
Yes. I love that so much. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to live unapologetically but feels like they're stuck by fear or circumstances or lack of support?
Um, ooh, okay. I would sometime like you just have to lack of support. And I just went into this whole spiel about all the support I have, but I would
Yeah.
just say like you have to sometimes you gotta make a person a believer,
Yeah.
like you have to make a person like, oh, like he or she, oh, they serious, or they
Yes.
actually do good work, or they're they're doing well, or they're to make a person want to support you. Because I don't take any of this for granted as far as like clients and customers and people spending
Yeah.
money. People do not have to spend their money with me. So I also, you have to continue to have that mindset as far as like making a person making a person want to believe. So then they'll like, okay, I want to see what he's selling. I want to see what she's selling.
Yeah.
Um, and buy that. So just kind of, also you gotta just believe in it yourself too,
Mhm.
because you have to know, like, well, I know that there are a million other chefs and caterers and bartenders, but I want them to book with Classy and Co. and Cooking with
Yeah.
Classy, and because of this, like, so also
Yes.
kind of like figure out your own like niche too, because sometimes it gets hard, and it might get a little confusing. Like, oh, I want to try this, I want to do this, um, and it may look outside looking in like, oh, she does a little bit of everything, which I kind of do, but I was like very intentional on it too. So
Yes.
like learning, and then um, so like really just invest in yourself too.
Yes.
Investing could, of course, finances and money, but just time. Like take your time with it, and then people will like see you and be like, okay, cool. Like, I like what they're
Yeah.
doing. I want to see what's going on there, and then you'll build a community. You'll start to build a following. You'll build a support system.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's so powerful because I think that's something that goes missed. It's like show up for yourself and do what
Mhm.
you know you're capable of. Invest in yourself and increase that knowledge, and the right people are going to find you. Like
Yeah,
that's
you have to, and it's
yeah.
increasing knowledge for sure, because you don't know, you're not gonna know, especially if something new, brand new, you're not gonna know what you're doing. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to learn as you go. You're gonna have to trial and error, do some stuff wrong, then be like, damn, or
Yeah.
and sometimes you are just naturally good at something, but you have to just kind of figure, like, see and throw some
Yeah.
stuff against the wall and see what sticks. So when you're constantly like willing to learn about it, and like uh, invest in a little class or schooling of some
Yeah.
sort, or watch a seminar, or like tune into podcasts, or
Yeah.
listen to people who are in the industry, or do what you want to do, and
Mhm.
just kind of learn from them. Like, that's important, instead of trying to come in and like think you know it all, or like
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to even know it all. Like, you should want to learn you should want to continue to learn.
Yeah, yeah, and I love that because, for me in the past, pride would get in the way. "Oh, I know what I'm doing," "My mama taught me how to do this,"
Mm,
you know what I mean? And
yeah,
then as I grew, I'm like, "Oh, but we can elevate that knowledge, we can be
for
better, we
sure.
can do better," and so it's important, like you said, even if you have a natural skill to build on that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? We don't wanna stay right here when we can be all the way up here,
Hmm.
so
And then it's
the
also too
education is
like being
powerful.
realistic and knowing, like, because I know we're all shooting for the stars, right? In this life, in this thing called life. But it's okay too to be like, well, this is what it is. Like, and let me slowly, like, but surely work my way up. Or if I'm like here, and that doesn't mean like be stagnant. It just
Yeah.
means like, don't try and overdo it too.
Yes.
Sometimes you get lost in the sauce trying to do too much.
Yes.
Like, so it's like, learn, if that's your thing, rock out with that, and like, continue to build on that, or continue to figure out how to grow within that. So that's
Yes.
good too. That's also important. Really,
Yes.
knowing what you really want to do, or what you're really good at, and not
Mhm.
like trying to do too much. Because
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Yes. That's it's so important. And like you said, I feel like that's even like that kind of goes to your point about niching, like finding your
hmm
niche, niching down, because it's like, yes, we're gonna educate ourselves, but like everything we learn is not for us. So
true.
it's like, yeah, that's good to know, but this is my lane right here. But I'm
Yeah,
glad that
and
I'm
you're gonna have
aware of
to.
that, but this is
Yeah,
my
and you'll
lane.
try some stuff, see what sticks. Like, I've done a little bit of everything, kind of, not everything, but I've done cookbooks at one point in the business.
Mhm.
I done like teaching classes. I've done uh events and caterings. I've done like just a little bit of, just some
Yeah.
little stuff. See what sticks. See what I actually like, what I don't. Once I learn how to do so once I learn the balloons, and that's, I don't see me really doing that as like a business, but I do
Yeah.
it with friends and family. Like, it's just good to
Yes.
have the skill. So, not everything has to be like about the money and about
Yes.
trying to
Yes.
just take it to the top all the time.
Yeah.
It's not always about that.
Yes, yes, yes. And I love that. I love that so much. So what's next? What's next for Classico?
Um, I don't know. No, I want to rebrand the business soon. Change my business name officially to Classy and Co.
Uh-huh.
Because I do more than just cooking now. It was cooking at first when I named my business and kind of structured that. So I want to change my business name, but still do all of the things. But just have it like under the umbrella of Classy and Co.
Yes.
So I want to rebrand. I've been talking about that for a while, and I've been in communication with like different
I was like,
people.
we need to connect.
Yeah, let's, because I want to rebrand, and I also want to. With the rebrand comes new things, new items, new inventory of things, inventory of bars, new cooking supplies, cookwares. So when I am doing events, to have just different um options and different
Yes.
looks and different, different things. So that's what's next. I do want to do another hiring round. Um, and yeah, like I think just continuing on with the operations. I
Yeah.
do want to I kind of want to niche and focus and like narrow down my catering services as well. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like. Right now we do a little bit of
Yeah.
everything, and I kind of do it as they come, but I want
Yeah.
to kind of focus back on that in a way of like I'm getting certain bookings for specific caterings, and
Yes.
so I want to like niche, like focus back on that. Um, and yeah, that's kind of where I see business going. But like the rebrand is a big one that I want
Yes.
to get going soon. So.
Yes. I love that. Rebranding is so fun.
Oh, yeah, I'm nervous. I'm kind of nervous about it, but
Yeah, it's scary, but it's after you do it, you're like, this is the me now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That was the me when I started or halfway through, but it's like this is who I am right now. Because we're always growing and elevating, you know what I mean?
exactly.
And
Yeah,
so it just feels more you. And then it's like now you're reintroducing yourself to the world and more people gravitate towards you. Like you said,
yeah.
the niche down, those there's going to be specific people that are now going to gravitate towards you because of the rebranding. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Because I think that I know there's so much in this industry and there's so much to do. And I also want to kind of with the rebrand, like remove myself from the center of it. And of course I'm here. The business is my name, but I also
Yeah.
want it to be like I don't want to be the only like focus. Um,
Yes.
so I want that to kind of read with the rebrand as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I always thought that was a beautiful thing because that's something that you've mentioned multiple times is that you know, like cuz people will come up to us and they'll be like, "Is that you? Why is she the only one on the car?" And it's like you're like, "I don't even want that energy."
No, I don't. But it was for so long. It was only me. For
Yeah.
years, it was only me. I was doing every event. I do the bookings. I land the client. I do the event. I was literally working nonstop, and it was only me. So I didn't know how else to do it. But then
Yeah.
you see, once I did start, getting y'all in, and it was events where I wasn't there at all. I got you guys business cards. Like I don't
Yes.
want it to be like just me. Like
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Like I don't,
Yeah.
because then you get tired, you get burnt out, and then people also expect you, and
Yeah.
I can't be everywhere.
Exactly.
I can't
Exactly.
anymore. I was at one point, and I was doing every catering. My mom and and then I would deliver the food. I was doing every bartending, literally here, there. I was like
Yeah.
working nonstop, driving. I'm the only person doing all these things. So for a long time, it was that. So because now I can kind of take a step back, I want to. So the
Yes.
business could, speak for itself, and I can give y'all like that space to
Yes.
work and do your thing. And I want people to be like, oh, Deshay, I loved her at the event. Like, I want to book her again. So
Yeah.
that's why I got the cards with y'all's names on it. And, I want to be able to relieve some of my duties so that
Yeah.
I can get more events and then I can
Yeah.
draw in the events.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that so much, and I'm super excited. And I'm grateful that I get to be a part of it. That was one of the main thoughts that lived with me when we went to our first training. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm glad that I get to be a part of this growth, because that's one of the things I love, is being a part of a business's elevation. So it was cool that it's not like me just like helping a person rebrand or with their marketing. It's like, no, I'm in there. I'm part of the
You in there. Yeah,
staff.
you in there. You are in there for sure. You're in it with me. You are. And
Yeah.
I told, I was like, thank y'all so much. I always thank you guys so much because I don't take any of this for granted. Not at all. I don't, people, y'all don't have to want to work with me for me and trust me enough. Like, people do not have to spend their money with me. They do not have to book me. So I don't take any of this for granted. I am so grateful. I'm always like, before I leave events, I hug the clients.
Yeah.
I speak to people before booking them. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Like, I want this to I want this to work. So
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. I'm like super grateful for it. I'm always humble in that way. And people tell me that, like, sometimes you need to pop your and I'm like, yeah, no, like, because I'm just taking this is it's also work too for me. So
Yeah.
I look at it as such, like, I take it seriously. Like, I want it to be also taken seriously by others in
Yeah.
the public. So I just appreciate it all. And I appreciate, y'all, my bartenders, and as I continue to grow just in any other roles, whoever comes on, like, I don't
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
Yes. Yes. And we're grateful. Well, I can only speak for me. I'm grateful.
Yeah, I think all the girls,
Love it here.
like, so, and I'm happy about that. Like, I want y'all to have fun, and I know it's like, are there events? And I love when I hear from you guys and y'all reach out, because I'm like, yes, like, they want to work.
Yes.
They
Yes.
want to
We
work.
do.
So
We do. Well, I do. I'm like, yes. I was literally just telling my sister, I said, I gotta text her. I gotta see if she got any gigs.
yeah, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So is there a quote or affirmation that gets you through on like those tough days where you feel that burnout coming?
Um, Honestly, no, I don't have any quote or affirmation that I like live by or go by.
Mm,
Um, I have like a vision board on my wall that I
mm,
look to. This is my second year making a vision board. So I still look at it. Like, in September,
yeah.
I made it in January, but I still reference it and I look at it, and that keeps me going. Just when I think about just I like to also do things like I like to shop. As you can see, I like shopping and stuff like that. Like, that keeps me going. Just being able to kind of like do what I want to do. Like, not even
Yeah.
like on a like vain, like, materialistic type of thing. It's just like being able, like, girl, if you don't work, you don't eat type of thing. I guess
Yeah.
maybe that's a quote, but that keeps me going. Like, you have to
Yeah.
work, like, and none of this comes easy. So I just rather continue to put all this work in for myself and my company, and see how far I can take it. But I don't have like any specific thing that I live by or go by on a day to day. Sometimes I just like talk to myself, I pray, and I just kind of like talk it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm going to close out with our affirmations before we
Oh,
go.
are
So,
we
as
done? This
always,
was fun.
remember that you are worthy, 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 worthy always. You are worthy in of believing in yourself and letting that push you forward. You are worthy of supporting yourself and loving yourself if you don't have that support system, but also relying on the support. You're worthy of asking for help. Asking Having help is a gift, but having a need is a gift as well. trusting someone with that vulnerability is such a gift. And so you are not a burden if you need help or you want help, and you're worthy of receiving that connection and having those connections. You are worthy of that dream that has came to you for you to pursue and dive into that business. Okay, you are worthy of the mind that has come from that and the growth that comes from that and all of the elevation. You're worthy of failing, because failing is only going to push you forward, forward, forward. All right. And most importantly, you are worthy of unconditional care, self-care, and unconditional self-love. Until next time, my loves. Bye-bye.
Wow, Deshea, that was great. I need you to help me with some quotes and affirmations. That was nice.
Yes, thank you. I got you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye bye.